Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Blockdaemon Podcast, a podcast where we discuss all things blockchain and Web3. The topic of today's discussion is Ethereum liquid staking, what it is, where rewards come from, and diving deep into a real example of how Amdax, the first crypto service provider to be registered with the Dutch central bank, has brought both Ethereum staking and liquid staking offerings to market for their customers. Joining us today is Jorn Jacobs, trading and liquidity specialist at Amdax, Cam Martini, head of staking strategy at Blockdaemon, Freddie Svansger, Ethereum ecosystem lead here at Blockdaemon, and I'm Connor Kevill, senior content strategy manager at Blockdaemon, and will be the moderator for today. So without further ado, let's jump into this discussion of all things Ethereum liquid staking. So thank you all for joining me today. Freddie, I'd like you to give us a bit of background to start things off. For context, what is Ethereum staking and Ethereum liquid staking?
Yes, sure. Happy to. So generally, staking is about the security of the blockchain network, and it basically works with providing capital as an escrow mechanism to secure the blockchain. And if the validator would misbehave, then the network could slash him. That is obviously beneficial compared to proof of work, which used a lot of energy and was rightly criticized for doing that. So staking is more efficient and more secure. From the validator perspective, obviously staking is an interesting opportunity to earn rewards. And that's why a lot of our customers participate in the staking on Ethereum. Now, liquid staking has two additional benefits mainly. Number one, it provides immediate liquidity with your staked capital, for your staked capital, I should say. So you can unbond or exit the staking that you are participating in immediately. So you have, you save on the unbonding period. And second of all, for the ETH that you put into stake, you will receive a receipt token, which you can then leverage, for example, in DeFi applications and other uses. So you can basically increase your capital efficiency in the staking process.
That's great, Freddie. Thank you for that explanation. Camila, over to yourself now. We've seen increasing interest from both everyday Ethereum users and institutions in both Ethereum staking and liquid staking over the past few years. In 2022, Blockdaemon introduced an Ethereum liquid staking solution specifically for institutions. I was wondering if you could walk us through the decision to launch this product and what problems it solves for institutional customers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe just taking a step back, timeline-wise, about 2 years ago, you saw a few protocols come out with the initial liquid staking solutions. Lido is one of them, Stakewise, Rocket Pool. These all, address the issues around liquidity that Freddie just mentioned and allow for, the two things Freddie mentioned when it comes to liquid staking. One, the ability to withdraw your assets instantly or earlier than Ethereum would natively allow you to do so, but also the ability to have capital efficiency. And so, that frankly, the traction around those solutions when they came out was pretty profound. And as we were observing the staking space, especially around Ethereum holistically, anyone who was looking at the space could see the trend of liquid staking becoming more and more a dominant part of the entire staking industry. Our customers, Blockdaemon's customers, who are primarily institutions ranging from exchanges, custodians, asset managers, VCs, they also, they like to stake their assets. Many of them are holders of Ethereum. And as a result, they have some of the same pain points that, more retail customers would have when it comes to liquidity. However, the key piece for them that many of the existing solutions were missing, and let me make one thing clear: those solutions are very viable, legitimate solutions that are really great for the ecosystem. But when it comes to the institutional needs, namely around compliance and security, that was the existing solution didn't fit the bill as well for our types of institutional customers. And so, we sought out to address that need for our customers in creating the first Ethereum liquid staking solution that was specifically tailored to institutions, in that it is permissioned only, such that you as an institution, when you stake and use these tokens, you have full assurance that your assets are not commingled with sanctioned counterparties, given the KYC AML measures that our solution takes, as well as security. Our smart contracts have been audited several times. We'll continue to go through audits and bug bounties to ensure maximum security, especially in this day and age when you see so many things going on in the space. And so with that, we formed a partnership with Stakewise, which is an existing kind of more retail-focused, permissionless liquid staking solution, to create this product, which we have called Portara. And we officially launched the contract after auditing it back in late spring, and really kicked off the go-to-market effort and beginning to onboard our customers really towards the end of Q3 of 2022. And what we have seen is exactly the type of traction that we expected amongst institutions that are interested in being able to, for the first time, unlock their assets from the sidelines, stake ETH, but have liquidity and be able to do things with their assets. So Amdax is a very great example of that. And we'll kick it to Jorn in a second to talk a bit about that. But we have several other institutions who are public companies. We have custodians coming on, exchanges, all of which are finally able to stake in this manner. And we're happy with the solution we've created that allows them to do so.
That's great, Kamir. Thank you for setting the scene there. And Jorn, to turn to you now, Amdax is a company that offers institutional liquid staking of ETH in partnership with Blockdaemon, specifically for KYC and KYB clients. In a very real setting, what has your experience been like introducing both Ethereum staking and liquid staking into your client offerings?
It's a good question. We noticed that in the months before the merge, there was an increase in the interest for staking Ethereum. Many of our clients asked us how we would bring this to market and how Amdax was planning to do this. Because many clients hold ETH in their portfolio and saw staking as a great opportunity to earn yield on it. Besides earning yield on it, it is also a great way to secure the system, which benefits their positions, and they have double benefit out of it. So when we launched the staking product for on-chain staking, we simultaneously also launched the liquid staking product, and we also received a lot of positive feedback that we launched them together. And why is that? Because not everyone has 32 ETH in their portfolio, because Amdax not only aims for the B2B market, but also for the B2C market. So also our clients that have less than 32 ETH in this way had a possibility to profit from the proof of stake consensus mechanism that Ethereum was going towards, and could profit from extra yield on their positions. Besides that, the availability of their liquidity, so that they could get in and out of the protocol basically whenever they want, was a big plus for many of them. Also the people with more than 32 ETH. Because they didn't know exactly what to think about the lockup period until the Shanghai upgrade. So many of them also choose to go for the liquid staking protocol. And the fact that it's a permission protocol and the first one on the market was for Amdax a big plus, and also one of the main reasons why we choose to work with Blockdaemon on this product. But we noticed also for our clients that it was quite an important point of the product that all the participants had KYC, had KYB done, so that they knew that they were stepping into a secure ecosystem.
When you mentioned clients there, what is the target market? What is the target audience, and what type of clients do you look to onboard with this type of offering from an institutional perspective?
The client base of Amdax is mainly existing from high net individuals, companies, and institutions. So we basically try to aim us to aim us to the B2B and the B2C market. Sorry. So we try to do that in a very secure, professional, and personal approach. And to start off with the first one, Amdax is a party that has a full reserve. We act as a full reserve custodian. So many of the clients that we target are clients that don't want to have all the funds at home, or they don't want to be responsible for their own security, etc., or just they don't have the technical knowledge about setting it all up. And then they can go to Amdax, and that will all be taken care of, the whole security, multi-sigs, etc. And besides that, we are aiming for a customer group that is looking for a one-way stop for crypto. So we, in collaboration with Blockdaemon, we offer the product, but Blockdaemon is non-custodial. And if people are interested in the product, they can come to Amdax and have their custody done here and still profit from Blockdaemon, their products. And the last category that we target is the high end of the market. And for those clients, we tailor-make solutions based on their wishes. So those clients are from 10 million onwards, and then they get a tailor-made approach in the security that we offer and the staking services. And then everything will be built based on their wishes.
Amdax was the first entity to introduce Ethereum liquid staking to the Dutch market. From a compliance and regulatory perspective, what have been the challenges of bringing liquid staking to market, and how have you navigated those challenges?
So with the launch of the product, we were expecting more challenges than appeared, because a lot is changing in the Dutch and European regulation. For example, a new regulatory law called MiCA is coming up, and that imposes strict requirements for crypto asset providers like Amdax itself, and it aims to protect the customer. And if we look at the current market conditions, like the FTX collapse, the Celsius collapse, I think this is very welcome to the market to make it more mature and secure the customers in this way. Besides that, the legal department of Amdax is always very forward-looking, so we try to stay ahead of new regulations. This is also one of the reasons why we received the first registration with the Dutch National Bank to get a crypto license. Besides that, we work very hard to stay ahead of the curve. So we will always be compliant with new and upcoming regulations. And in this way, we want to keep our first mover advantage. And that's also what we did with liquid staking, that we could offer this to the Dutch and European market as first one, without having any difficulties with new regulations or that were coming up.
So Freddie, from your perspective, in terms of the rewards that stakers receive from both Ethereum staking and liquid staking, especially when staking with Amdax, could you give us a breakdown of where these rewards come from post-merge, and understand a bit more about where clients get staking rewards from, whether that's the block rewards from the protocol itself, maximum extractable value, MEV, whatever it may be? Could you just give us a breakdown as to where these rewards are coming from?
Yes, certainly. Indeed, it's not trivial in a sense, because there are several reward streams basically that a validator can benefit from, as well as a liquid staking participant. So there's no difference between those two. So there's 3 reward streams. Number one, that would be the block rewards. So they're coming from the protocol inflation. So every time a validator is randomly chosen to propose a block, he'll receive a reward for that block creation, basically, from the protocol. But the validator has also some other duties to perform, namely is attesting to blocks that are proposed from other validators. And that this happens every epoch, every 6.4 minutes, there's attestations. And then there's a third duty, basically, which is participating in sync committees. And all 3 of these components basically form the protocol rewards. So they're coming from the protocol inflation. Now, the second two reward streams basically are connected, and they're coming from the so-called execution layer, which was the former blockchain that was then merged at September 15th with the Beacon chain. And those two are, when a validator actually gets to propose a block, he does receive the protocol rewards, but he also receives the transaction fees from that block, from the transactions that are included in this block. And he would also receive MEV rewards. And this is the third stream that come into play. Now, this third maximum extractable value stream, MEV in short, is very attractive, but some clients choose not to engage with that out of an cautious regulatory approach. So we give our customers the option to opt into those rewards, and they greatly benefit for it. But yeah, that's so those are the three components. And the last two, so the transaction fee rewards and the MEV rewards, they're coming basically from the users of the Ethereum blockchain network. So the people that do transact, they pay a gas fee. Some of this will get burned by the protocol as per the rules, and some of it, the priority fee rewards, they are channeled to the validator itself. So that's the source of fund for that.
Great stuff. Freddie, thank you for that explanation. Hamir, then just turning to yourself, there are a few different liquid staking solutions on the market today. How does Blockdaemon's offering that integrates with Amdax and other institutions compare to some of the others that are out there in the market?
Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, before I dive into that, off the back of what Freddie was just talking about with regard to the different reward streams, I think one of the things that I caught up with Jorn about a few months back in terms of kind of the value prop that liquid staking can provide a customer or an institution like Amdax and others similarly. And Jorn, I'll pass it to you to speak to a bit in a second. But essentially, it's this idea that when it comes to staking ETH, if you are an institution and you're facilitating that on behalf of your customers, broadly speaking, there's two ways to do it. You can either try to do it through traditional staking and facilitate unstaking via keeping some of the ETH, on reserve and not staked. So essentially, I'm a customer, I stake through, my platform, and if I stake 10 ETH, maybe that platform keeps 5 of it, not staked and liquid, and then the other 5 is staked. That's great because there's a liquid reserve that that platform can use to facilitate liquidity for that customer instantly. However, what happens then though is that only half of my ETH is being staked, and as a result, I'm really only generating half of the rewards I could have been otherwise. The other alternative to facilitating liquid staking is through a tokenized solution like the one we are discussing, our solution, and others similar to it. But in doing so, customers are able to actually stake their full amount, maximize the amount of rewards they're able to get, and still achieve the same instant liquidity that the platform is looking to facilitate for their customers. I don't know, Jorn, I know we had a conversation about this a while back, but maybe worth touching on in your use case on that regard.
Well, that basically exists out of 2 elements. The first element is that in collaboration with Blockdaemon, we offer 2 products, the on-chain staking of ETH and the liquid staking of ETH. Now, as Freddie mentioned before, with the on-chain staking of ETH, you have 3 kind of rewards that you get. And a part of that, the MEV boost and the transaction fees, are basically paid in a tradable ETH at Amdax. So you can withdraw it, trade it, etc. And what Amdax can do, because we offer both products, is that we take the tradable ETH and we can compound it into the liquid staking protocol. So in that way, your rewards are not doing nothing, but they're earning extra yield. And based on that, you compound the rewards, what makes it more efficient. And the second way in which capital efficiency can be achieved, is that you get a derivative token if you stake liquid. And we are working now on, together with Blockdaemon, to get those tokens into other permissioned DeFi protocols. And I know Blockdaemon is working on various collaborations with other permissioned protocols. And Amdax is now, as we speak, working on ways to integrate more with DeFi within our current ecosystem and the security that we can offer. And once this is all set up, then you can interact with your derivative tokens and not lose, basically the benefits of DeFi protocols.
So Kamir, just to circle back on the different solutions currently in the market, there are obviously a few different Ethereum liquidity providers at the moment, a few different liquid staking providers on the market. How does Blockdaemon's offering compare to the others out there on the market today?
Yeah, it's a great question. So broadly speaking, the way I would categorize the different types of offerings is into 3 buckets. First of all, each of them accomplish the same flow and seek to accomplish the same, provide the same value prop. So you stake your ETH, you have a tokenized receipt version of that ETH, and that enables you to transact in order to unstake, as well as you have the capital efficiency and you can use it as collateral. So each 3 bucket of those buckets accomplishes those goals, but does it in different ways, such that the fit for certain end customers is different. So on one end of the spectrum, you have your kind of fully permissionless solutions. Those are the Lidos, Stakewise, Rocket Pool, those platforms in which every aspect of that user journey, when you stake your ETH to the point when you want to sell it on the secondary market, or if you want to use it as collateral, there is no permissioned access necessary. You are engaging with fully anonymous users, the truly kind of Web3 model there. Then you have kind of a hybrid approach in the middle bucket, in which when you stake your ETH at the initial set, you're going to be permissioned through a KYB onboarding process and allow listed into the solution, such that at that point there is that the compliance first approach exists. But then once you have the tokens, you are still able to transact with unknown counterparties and use them as collateral in ecosystems that are not fully sanctioned as well. And so that model is kind of the hybrid. And the third model, which is what our partnership with Stakewise for our product Portara has adopted, is really the fully buttoned up approach, where not only at the point of staking you need to be KYB, but also you at no point are able to transact with other counterparties that have not been KYB'd, so that full assurance that walled garden is there, as well as anything you're doing with those tokens could never be used by a wallet address that has not been KYB'd. So that's kind of the approach that we've taken. It's different in that regard. It's really, at the end of the day, each solution works for different cohorts. Ours, in our opinion, is the most forward thinking when it comes to where we think the regulatory space in the industry is going, as well as for large institutions, but also even less regulated institutions alike, having that full assurance of the KYC AML ecosystem is going to be increasingly important, more so than those hybrid models or even the fully permissionless ones. But again, each kind of do have their own target markets, and that's the path we've chosen to go down. And I think based on the customers that we've spoken to, the Amdaxes of the world, public companies, it's really the model that has resonated most clearly with them.
So Jorn, if an institution is listening to this today and wants to get started, how does Amdax simplify the staking process for a client who may be interested in ETH staking but doesn't know where to start?
Well, Amdax works a little bit differently than other crypto companies, since Amdax is for a very personal approach, because all our clients have their own personal account manager with who they have very short communication lines. So if there are any questions or issues, they can just call and contact them. And if an institution is listening right now and thinks like, hey, these two products sounds like a good story, I want to onboard it, but I want to have everything taken care of, I would say just go to our website and plan a call with one of the account managers. They will discuss the offerings and possibilities that we have, and we'll look at how we can be of value for the institution. And from there on, also, we can start the onboarding and get you up and running as quick as possible to start enjoying the staking products.
Well, on that note, I think we can wrap it up there. Kamyar, Freddie, Jorn, any parting words before we go?
Yeah, I'm very happy with how the collaboration go. I have a good and short communication line with Kamyar about the liquid staking protocol and with Stefan about the on-chain staking protocol. And I can't say anything else, that I'm very much looking forward to getting new products to the market and extend this collaboration.
Yeah, just one maybe quick one for me. I think there's a misconception when it comes to liquid staking and the use case and viability post Shanghai of Ethereum. So, of course, as Freddie mentioned at the outset of this, when you come to staking Ethereum today, there's a kind of a lengthened lockup period until the Shanghai fork, hard fork happens in mid 2023, at which point native unbonding is made possible. There's a heightened need for liquidity as a result of that today. But beyond post-Shanghai, in the world in which unbonding is natively possible, really the value prop is still very strong when it comes to liquid staking. And we expect for a lot of these products that are coming out to continue to gain traction for three reasons, really. One, post Ethereum, and Freddie, keep me honest, but the unbonding period is likely going to be a few days. It's not going to be an instant unbonding. And so as a result, for certain customers, of course, the ability to have instant on-demand liquidity rather than waiting a certain amount of time is always relevant. Number two, so certain operational efficiencies that I mentioned at one point earlier around, if you are a platform facilitating this for your customers, doing so through this tokenized model rather than really a working capital maneuver in which you have to kind of reserve some ETH liquid, maybe not stake some. It's just much easier to do so through this tokenized model for you and for your end customers. And then lastly, and really the big piece of it is the capital efficiency, being able to stake your ETH, keep it, earning rewards, but then do things with it, whether that's using as collateral or future use cases. That's a big unlock, and not something that is really made very easy through traditional staking. So with all those combined, we fully expect for the liquid staking use case to definitely continue to have traction post Shanghai, and we're excited for that future.
Very interesting, Kamyar. Thank you for that. And thank you to all of you for joining. Very interesting discussion, and I appreciate all of your inputs. So thank you very much.